Hello, Visionaries. Welcome back. I am Leonidas. This is Nuclearis, and today we're doing another test, as it were. I won't say where, but in a place that is not my Discord. Somebody said, oh, you must have the fill level of the core above 2490. No, well, 2450 or higher. It must be. It cannot run unless your fill level is that high. And I said, nah, it's not true. And they said, yes, because it's a medium. And I said, the game is not, maybe in the real world, but the game is not modeled to that way. And they said, yes, it is. Try draining it down to below 2400 and see how far you have to pull out the rods to keep the temperature up. And I said, okay, don't mind if I do. Because I play in the 2300s all the time with my fill level around 23 and change. When I do chemicals, I drain my core to 2350. So in the fairness to that person, I thought, okay, let's put it to the test. So we're going to do a normal startup here, and then I'm going to come back with these same settings. No chemicals, right? Because we want to keep it kind of straight, plain. As you add chemicals, it raises the fill level of the core, so that's why I'm going to avoid chemicals. I have it turned off. Everything else is normal, the same. We're about to do a standard startup, no nothing, right? Just from my checklist, no chemical startup, very simple, very easy, and we're going to leave the fill level as is. So this is the baseline test. I know, because I was just playing. Anyway, okay, so we're going to just start up. We're going to leave our fill level as it is, 2426, which is still below 2450, but this is where the game starts you out. And what they're saying is that, well, if you go below 2450, which we already are, but in the 2300s, you have to pull rods way further to get the same temperature out because there's not as much of a moderator, not as much water inside the core. So I'm just going to do a normal startup. We're going to see what temperature we reach using my normal rod setting, and then we're going to compare that through the same startup method, but I'm going to drain my core to, I don't know, 2350, maybe somewhere around there, somewhere in the mid 2300s, and let it rip. So without further ado, let's get going. Let's start this because this takes the longest. I am going out of order on my checklist in the description below. We got those on. Now we're going to start everything else. External power on, generators manual and off. Pressures are already done. We're going to do these just for time's sake. Up to 100 because I believe I already know how this is going to turn out, but I'm trying to be unbiased. Whoops. Skipping steps. Turn this on. Come over here and set this to 6. Remember, we go to 6 because we want to refill our retention tank a little bit faster after we flip on the vacuum pump. Go there and do that to slow. Go this up to 100, up to 100, and this is the normal steps. I think if you check my checklist, this is what I set mine to. And again, I want to reemphasize that there is no correct way, one way, only way to play this game. It's all dependent on your own preference, play style, game style, whatever makes sense to you. This is what I do, because there's a mixture. It's kind of a balance between simplicity and efficiency for newer players. When I'm doing it on my own, I do things a little differently, but this is what I show the world because, again, it's that balance. I do not expect you to run your plant exactly like I do. If you want to follow my footsteps for a while, that's great, but I'm trying to teach concepts, not numbers. Because if you understand the concepts, then as things go wrong, as things change, as you try to challenge yourself or whatever, you can take those concepts, and that's where the game really becomes fun and interesting and challenging. So I would hope that you take what you see in my videos and you build on it and surpass my skill level and go on, because, again, I do things differently on my own anyway in the game. So when this gets to about 3 right there, we're going to switch it to low for the checklist. Okay, that looks good. And pressure still coming up a little bit. I guess it was supposed to be 340. Oh, there goes our fill level. Okay. So we should be good. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna keep going now to make sure all those are done. Yes, condenser pump is on. I've gotten, because I missed my checklist, just want to make sure I did everything. I was yakking too much. Okay, operating or plant operating mode. Let's go nominal so we can load our fuel.
New operating mode established. Nominal mode.
When I do this, it's going to go from 18 to either 23, 24. Oh, 16. Just a little. Is it a little cooler out today? Maybe a little bit. 23, 24. Any higher? Nope. Okay, so this is normal. I have not changed my core fill level. This is what the game starts you out at, which happens to be less than 2450 anyway. And let's see. Load fuel primary. Okay, primary pump on. I'm now on number 14. I'm set to 15. Hold Alt 1, 2, 3. Make sure verify 15. Yep.
The reactor core coolant has started to circulate.
Control rod set to 93.3. Whoop, too far. Go. Okay, and that should get us to right around 300 and without us touching it by the time we come out. So we're going to triple speed. Here comes the animation. The next step is when our steam generator.
The reactor has reached critical mass, and its status has changed to reactor.
Yeah. When our steam generator fill level drops to 25,000, we will click it on and start the water coming from the condenser to it to refill what it's losing currently, as that liquid water here is being boiled off into steam, and we know that's happening, one, because our liquid fill level is dropping and the pressure inside the system is rising as more steam fills up that headspace, Boyle's law. So yeah, it's still climbing. Yeah, okay, that's everything else is kind of normal. We are triple speed. Waiting for that to get 25, kind of boring right now. Waiting for that steam that's being let out to make its way through the pipes to the retention tank. Right now what's happening is it's leaving the steam generator, it's going through the green pipes, it's approaching our turbine only to get bypassed, because our bypass is at 100. Over there. And then sent back directly back to the condenser. But as it makes its way to the condenser, a portion gets pulled off through the SIMSI that we already have set to 100, and that makes its way to our retention tank. And that's kind of what we're waiting on now, by way of the ejector. Videos on that elsewhere. So we're just going to let this kind of continue ripping and roaring. Okay, so that's, we're getting pretty close to our 300 mark that we're looking for. I need to cough, so I'm going to mute my mic. And yeah, we just kind of let it sit and do its thing. Water hasn't reached it quite yet, not filling back up. Let's go triple speed again. And I didn't mean for this to be like a a startup tutorial video. I just want to demonstrate what it looks like starting up with. Again, this is just the baseline. When we get our retention tank up to 50, we're going to click on our vacuum. Once our vacuum spools up, we will switch over to we're going to close off our bypass. We're going to switch the steam from routing around it, all going into the retention tank, to starting to go to our turbine, because again, we don't want any steam going to our turbine. We don't want our turbine to start until this vacuum is, well, at vacuum, because otherwise it'll damage the turbine. It creates a blockage. Oh, we're at our 300. It's already, it's kind of coming up and down, up and down, up and down. We'll do that just to kind of keep it. Oh, see, that might have been too much. We probably could have kept it at 93. Yeah, let's keep it at 93.3. Go back. Go back, go back, go back. And how are we doing retention tank wise? No, I'm still coming up. Gotta get it to 50. Okay, on our, what do you call it? On our checklist, we're in between 16 and 17 now. That's where we're sitting. So this we're letting come down a little bit, and Actually, I'm okay with where it is. No, I don't want to mess with it. I'm not going to mess with it. We're not doing that today. We're just going to follow the checklist as is. Go back to triple speed. Get ready to flip this on when it hits 150. On right now. Okay, that's 17. Verifying startup mode. Bypass it to 0. I think that's a little early. Oh, maybe not. All right. Let's go bypass to 0 because it does take for a while for this to get down to 0. So we will do that. I thought I waited until. Yeah, okay. So you can see that this vacuum is increasing. That's going to cause this to start dropping, which is what we want. And it might be a little early in my checklist because this needs to be all the way at 0.1 before any steam reaches here, and I think we've already missed that mark. I guess we'll find out here shortly. Looks good. Okay, once that is at 1 bar, we change this to operational mode. And bypass is still coming down, so the steam is getting rerouted. Retention tank is dropping. That makes sense. 58, that's kind of surprising. Oh, that's probably because my temperature is a little high. We went back to 93.3. It's sitting stable. That's where we want it. 300 is just the temperature I like to run at. So this should start making its way over very soon. There it goes. Now steam is making its way through there, back through the OMSI, because our bypass is essentially at 0. SIMSI runs off of the bypass, and so no bypass, no SIMSI. This is coming from the turbine, which means this is going to be going back up. That's why I choose number 6 there. So, yep, turbine has started. So I don't belabor this. I think this is a good enough baseline. We can go next time and see about when the turbine starts, check the time, I suppose, and see how it goes. We're still at 301, yeah, because I kind of freaked out. I went to 0.2, went back to 0.3. Didn't mean for it to heat up, but 0.3 is good to keep us at 300 degrees, which is what we'll aim for in the next video. And otherwise, I think we're okay. I don't think we need to go all the way to completion. So let's go ahead and go back to our whatchamacallit? Let's go back to our to the main menu, and we will start a new game, same parameters, and do it with the other method. So let's go here, and back to menu, accept. Back to our home screen. Okay. New, same thing, right? Normal, plant ready, skip, progressive is off, chemicals off, and there we go.
The reactor has lost critical mass reactivity, and its state has changed to non-reactive.
All right, here we are with no chemicals. And we're just going to do a quick startup as normal, except that we're going to drain the core down to about 2350. Now let's go 2350 is fine. We'll do that, 2350. So let's go ahead, pull this out. We'll go RCV open. Speed it up for a second. And we're going to get this to about 23... No, less than 23 feet. Let's go 2325. Oh, which I've already overshot by a bunch. Let's go close. So actually, we'll see. Well, let's see what happens. See where it ends up. And 18. Good enough. Okay, I'll go ahead and do this. Now we're going to start up like we normally would. So let's go pressurizer on. We will, let's see. Yeah, leave those as is. Because, yeah, we're going to do a normal startup. So we're just going to leave things how they should be. Except this is going to be bypass to 100. And MSCV set to, yeah, I guess 100. Yeah, we'll do all that. Okay, yeah, okay. On, I should be going in order, but it is what it is. MSCV set to 6. One more. MZ to 100. Oops, I skipped a step. Oh no, I didn't. It's just out of order. Condenser pump on. Set to 25. And actually, we're just going to go all the way to 50 just to make sure that it is doing what it's supposed to. So we'll go triple speed. And let this come up at about 340. We're going to switch it to low heating when the water temperature gets to 340, like we normally do. Much boring, much waiting. And you'll notice our fill level's low. That's fine. And okay, we'll slow down here. We'll switch this to low. And just by doing this, it should snap back for us. Oh, it did not. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's fairly interesting. Okay. Oh, there. I guess I just didn't give it enough time. Whoopsie. Okay. So now we're good. Fill level set. Are we at a temperature? Yeah, we could get going. So let's go do it. We did all those things. Let's go. Condenser. Yep. Operating mode nominal. And this is a startup with no chemicals.
New operating mode established. Nominal mode.
Load fuel. Armored pump on. I'm just noting that still only comes up to about 23, 24. There's nothing there. We'll go to 15. Start the circulation.
The reactor
and then
coolant has started to circulate.
Control rods 93.3. I guess we'll do kind of the same thing. Let's go 93 and hit it. Let it do its thing. And when the coolant level gets to 25,000, we will switch on the secondary pump. Still starting as normal. Doesn't appear to be any issues so far.
The reactor has reached critical mass, and its status has changed to reactor.
It does look like it is climbing more slowly. Oh, yeah. So it's not going to hit that 300 like we wanted. Not even close. Oh, alright. Let's see. This is falling. Not super fast, but it is falling. Yeah. It is going up. Oh, maybe it will. It just does seem like it slowed down quite a bit, though. Okay, this is still coming up. Still making heat. And 526 probably hasn't, yep, no steam's reached it yet. That's okay. Let this come down to 25. And then again, we're going to flip it on, secondary pump on, and set it to 25. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2. No, okay, we just skipped it. Nope, wrong one. The pump's not there. Turn that one off. There's no pump there. It's not going to go on. Yeah, we overshot it a little bit. That's all right. We'll let that start making its way in. Come check our temperature. Yeah, okay. So slowly climbing. Very slowly. I don't know if we're going to get to our 300 mark. But still definitely doable. So our, yeah, with our vessel that low, core vessel fill level that low, it seems to be a-okay without problem. Are we catching up yet? Not quite. Yep, okay, we're starting to get steam there. And fill level still not coming in yet. I know that because the number on the left is still 0. But we do have water coming out because the number on the left is 50, which is what we would expect. Double that number. Hasn't reached, but the water is making its way through the pipes. Hasn't reached. Oh, there it is. Now it's starting to trickle in. That's why our middle number is dropping so far, so fast. Yeah, still coming up just fine. So a little bit cooler, but not too much. Yeah, not necessarily something I would be... So that's pretty high already. Probably because of the lower temperature. So that should be coming back down soon. Because we're probably losing pressure. We are at a good clip. Yeah, I would expect that middle number to be going up. 286, so... Yeah, we're about 10 short. Let's move these up with some. About there. Yeah, that's really high. Now it's starting to rebound. Okay. That's good, that's good, that's good. That's climbing back toward 300. So I would say that this is a successful startup. And yeah, I don't really see any great issue with it. Fill level's a little high. That'll start coming down in just a moment. As that middle number surpasses the one on the left, and there it goes. Yeah, we're about at that 300 mark. Actually, we didn't even need to pull it out that much. We can put a couple of these back in. Okay, slow down that rate of climb. Still climbing a little bit. If I had my chemicals, I'd get a more accurate prediction. Still going up. So, yeah, a difference of 0.1 on the control rods. Maybe didn't even need it. If I had left it alone long enough, I was just getting impatient. Yeah, fill level. Okay. Yeah, I'd say we're doing well. Okay, so we're going to call this, well, a success, really. Okay, that stopped climbing. Difference of 0.1. That was all the extra rods we needed. 1/10 for a fill level of 2318, about 100,000, I guess, 100,000 liters less. Really didn't seem like that big of a change. So there you go. Test concluded. Draw your own conclusions from it, however you want. I'm just going to show that, you know, it's all about gameplay. People want to play different styles. That's fine. There's a million ways to skin this cat that is Nucleares, to say, oh, you got to do it this way. You have to have that fill level. You have to... No, you don't. No, you don't. And I love proving people wrong in that sense when they say, no, my way is the only way, and it's the right way, and it's the best way, and it's the... No, for you it is. And my way is maybe best for me and my gameplay, but not for anybody else. And that's what we need to get away from, is saying that there's only one way to do it, and it must be done this way, and everybody must copy. I do it my way, but again, I try to teach the concept so you guys can take that and build on it and surpass and figure out your own way of doing things. So, yeah, here we are. There you go. So, join my Discord, come interact, say hi, get notifications about this game and others. Link in the description below. I am Leonidas. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you again soon. Hello, it's me again. After I finished making the video of the 2 tests, while I was editing it and getting it ready to upload for YouTube, I decided that in the name of science, I should probably come back and do a 3rd test where I test having the core overfilled at 2490 or as close as I can get to it, to see how it compares to the other 2. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to start the game. I will cut away and cut out all the startup, and I will simply come back when I'm pulling rods, so you guys can watch and see how it is. But for brevity's sake, I'm going to call that all that out. So I will see you shortly. All right, so we're back. I was a little over my 2 2490 mark, not too bad. The person who was saying that said it has to be above 2450, and they said, well, I run it at 2490 and never have overfill issues. So I thought I would pick that number 2490 as a test example. So that's why I picked 2490 for this particular test. But anyway, I think everything else is ready to go. So, just gonna flip this over to nominal.
New operating mode established.
Load our fuel.
Nominal mode.
And turn this guy on, which should have already been going. I'm not following the checklist, as you can tell.
The reactor
We can let that get up to speed real quick. And good enough. Let's go ahead and go 93.3, which we normally do. Okay, this is normal for, again, no chemicals, nothing special. You can see the time. I've only been doing it for a little while. And again, my core vessel is there. We're going to triple speed. We will follow.
The reactor has reached critical mass, and its status has changed to reactive.
We'll follow the checklist like we normally do. Right, 100, 100. I got that at 25. That at 6. Bypass, resistor banks are on. I'm just doing a quick overview as that continues to climb up. And show you pressurizers at the fill level, right, got it on low, did all those things. So now we're waiting for the 25,000 mark, kick that back on. I will come back to you at the 25,000 mark unless something exciting happens. Okay, here we are back at the, about to flip on the secondary pump at our 25,000 mark on our steam generator. Flip it on, go slow. And let that start kicking on. If you want to see where our temperature's at, 277. And it's not really running away. It might get a little over 300. I guess we'll find out. That's kind of what I'm expecting them to say, is that with more water, you don't need, or you need more rods inserted. So I guess that's what we're going to test. We're going to find out. Everything else is still about the same. There's my pressure, temperature, fill level. Yeah, so everything else is still pretty, yeah, nothing exciting. So yeah, I guess let's just go triple speed, let it do its thing, because we're waiting on the retention tank to fill up to 50. Really what we're doing is watching the temperature here. So we'll go over 300, so we need to insert this. We'll go 2, see if that brings it down enough. So to have, the more you fill your core vessel, I guess the fewer rods you, oh, well that was too much. So now we're below 300. So what happens is people load up their core vessel, and if you, well, I can actually possibly, well, no, I'm not going to demonstrate that. Under the old pressurizer system, if it was too full, your pressurizer would essentially bottom out, and you would lose. Oh yeah, so I was a little eager on the. So I needed 1. So in our test, to conclude, when it was at a pretty low to 2300, what was it at? 2325 or 2315? I forget what it was at. When it was quite a ways under our starting mark, we only had to remove 1/10 extra rod. With this extra in there, where we added in 1/10, to me that's not very significant. So I'm not convinced, but if other people want to play that way, well, that's fine. I don't really care. Just demonstrating that for someone to say, no, it must be above 2450. There's no other way. I don't know. Maybe if I were to play this way for a really long time, it might do something different. But at least on startup, yeah, we're talking about 0.1 difference, up or down. So for me, it's no good. Let's flip this on, see if we can overfill it, see if we can crash our pressurizer, if that's been fixed. Because to be honest, I don't know. That's still climbing, so we still have time. Yeah. And no, looks like it's not going to do it. So it's not that big of a deal. This is going to get a block Probably an overload. It should start flashing at me here in a minute. Yeah, you can hear it spinning up. So we'll turn it off because it's not adding anymore. Pressurizer did not crash. That's probably why it works. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so third test concluded. Increasing the fill level. Okay, you just save yourself 1/10 of a rod. If that works. Again, thanks so much for stopping by. I'm Leonidas. I will see you again soon.